Hi there, this is Deb from Deb's Corner, Canada. I'm hoping everyone is doing well today. I just wanted to go over 5 stages of narcissistic control and kind of why those happen. So it's going to begin really with, specific stages going, I've just done them from 1 to 5, but I'm sure you could break them up however you would like, right? And this is actually in the first stage where the narcissistic personality disordered person is really going to ingratiate themselves into your family, and into your friends, your workplace, things like that. They're going to throw all in, and they're going to do this basically by really pretending to be all in. So the new victim here, what the narcissist is trying to accomplish in this is that the new victim is going to believe that this is the narcissist's natural state, that they're going to think that they're family oriented, and that they're really going to perceive them as kind of moral, family oriented, and very social, really, which typically isn't the way it kind of really is. But so in stage 1, it's actually designed really to gather intel on your friends and your foes, and that's really to use against you later, like down the road in the devalue stage. This is when they're going to collect the information here in stage 1. They're going to ferret out also any potential threats to them, right? And they're doing this because they want all the attention, and outside attention to them is a threat to them. I know, I don't get it either. So really at this point also, they're going to see what your enemies, or your haters, I guess as people say these days, might kind of have to say about you, and they're really gonna figure out who these enemies are. And it's not to protect you, it's not to help you, it's not to watch out for you, it's unfortunately later on down the road so that they can align themselves with these people against you. So if we're going into stage 2, which I call thinning of the herd, then that's really accomplished really by eluding or hinting to you that a close friend or family support has betrayed you. And it's going to be usually something very outrageous, something you would consider even crazy. And frankly, it's untrue. Always check, but I digress. So what's going to happen here is they're going to allude to family members that, and friends that you have problems, that, they're going to allude to these in very small ways, right? But while they're doing that, they're going to tell your close, friends and your family members things that, that are kind of smear-based and really kind of betrayal-based, really. And, really they're going to count on you as the victim, not confirming the information. This is why I advocate confirm. If you're embarrassed, who cares? Confirm. Because they count on the information flow staying where they want it. They count on keeping the script at all times. So you got to mess that up. So in stage 2, the narcissist's closest circle, so these are the people that probably know what they are, or exactly what they've done before, right? So they're going to keep that, kind of, their closest circle is going to go all in to come to you, right? Because they've seen so many gladiators come through. They're like, wow, new gladiator. And they don't consider you really as their partner because they've seen how this has kind of panned out before. So they're not going to have any attachment to you. They have no capability of really having a deep attachment to you, but you don't know that. And so you're kind of going, I got new friends, I have new family. And, you're thinking everything's fine, right? So, but really, honestly, this is to set you up later to be spied on. Because once all of your other supports end, and you've only got the narcissist family and friends, when you start to notice what just can't be unnoticed anymore, and start to kind of, try to figure out, what's going on, right? Like you're confused, what's happening? And you're going to go to their friends and family. And unfortunately, you're going to confide in them, and they're going to go directly back to the narcissist. And they're going to tell the narcissist what you've said. So don't confide in their friends and family. Stage 3. The subtle and negative hints to your circle are going to become more pronounced. So bigger than life, right? And they're never going to have a specific name to them, right? So these little hints to your family and friends are going to be things like, oh, I am so glad that you're still supporting them, and you're really supporting him or her with all of their problems. And so your friends and family are wondering what problems, they're talking about. These new problems? Are these problems you didn't confide in your friends and family about? And they might even be a little hurt, right? But basically what they're doing is giving these little hints to kind of put ideas into their heads, to kind of put that wedge between you, right? And in stage 3, why are they doing this? Why do they do anything? They are really doing this to keep all of your supply to themselves. They do not want, they can't make the new servant and the new hire, which is what you are for no pay. They can't have this new help stretched too thin, right? They can't have them working for other people. They got to work for them. So why would you want them working for other people, right? In stage 4, so after this little divide and conquer from, say, like the stage 3 there, it's going to really push this victim into a really small and narrow box. And that's going to cause the victim to even be more dependent on only the narcissist. As this box gets smaller, family and friends, then the narc's family and friends, until there's nothing left. And so this is going to cause so much more dependence on the narcissist, and looking to the narcissist to mirror you and help you and things that they're really not capable of. So next will come a tester stage, right? They want to make sure this new hire is can go the distance, that all the references check out, right? And these people are going to be loyal to their company, right? That's what they're thinking. And so the MPD will, if you are still continuing to see the narcissist family or your own friends and family at this point, like you're still kind of going to these functions, the victim is actually in stage 4 going to be baited. They're going to be baited usually publicly. And it's going to be things that are very, very obvious that anyone else would get upset about. Anybody, Mother Teresa would get upset, okay? So they're going to flirt very obviously with other people in your presence. Anybody that loves you is not going to ever do this. It's not going to happen. And, even if they, lost themselves and maybe were too friendly with somebody or something, like an honest or a nice person is going to say, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. I screwed up, right? So they're also going to ensure that this they really publicly embarrass you and really are cranking. This is where they're starting to crank that volume up, right? So this is where they're going to be over drinking, over drugging, swearing, whatever is not acceptable to you or acceptable to where you are, they're going to volume that baby up. And this is also going to be, unfortunately, accompanied by very, very small at first, but obvious disappearances or ghosting, right? So they're going to get together. When you go to say their friends or family, they're going to go off with one of the loyal monkeys who they've already smeared, and they're not going to listen to you, right? So they're going to go off with these monkeys. And when they go off, they're going to leave you with safe people. Safe people are not safe for you. These are safe for the narcissist. The reason they're safe for the narcissist is it controls the script. It keeps you sitting where you should be while the narcissist goes off to smear you and find other supply and probably do things you don't want to know about. So in stage 4, if you actually dare to continue your autonomy or dare to continue socializing, how dare you? You're insisting on socializing, and at this point, you probably need other people like air, because all you're having is stagnant narcissists, right? And really, at this point, if you're kind of making that autonomy and you're socializing anyway, they're going to turn up the hurt. They are going to turn up the pain. And turning up the pain means the smear campaign. So what they're going to do, they're going to think of the most horrible, outrageous thing that they're doing. So say they burnt down an orphanage. They're going to tell everybody, you burnt down an orphanage, right? This is a big, massive, strange thing, right? Something they would do and might have done, they're going to lay on your doorstep. So what's going to happen is when you do insist upon socializing, because you don't want these people thinking it's you being rude or anything, so you try to start going, right? But you're going to start receiving outright glares. They're going to avoid you. You're going to sense they're talking about you all the time. They're going to be very cold towards you. They're going to be very, very untalkative, uncooperative with you. They might not even stay in a room with you. It'll become, you're going to feel it. It's going to be like a secret everybody knows except for you, but you are going to feel it. You are going to feel it. It's like when someone's talking about you and you walk in a room, right? It's about you. And so these glares are going to come from their coworkers, if you've ever been even introduced to their coworkers. They're also going to come from their family and their friends. And they're even going to come from people you know, right? Because their family and friends, might trickle this fake crap to your friends and family, right? Who this is going to be like, they're going to be like, holy geez, there's so many problems, right? So this is going to further shrink any kind of outside opinions or outside support that someone might still be trying to get or could get from other people around them. That's what they're trying to do here. So in stage 5, once you actually are at this stage, you're really going to begin to seriously think it's got to be you. If this person's glaring at you, that person's glaring at you, this person's glaring at you, and then the next group of the narcissist friends or coworkers are doing the same, you're the common denominator. So logically and honestly, for neurodiverse people, it's probably going to happen. They're going to look internal, right? They're going to look inside. It's got to be me. And what they're going to do is stop showing up to these functions. And the narcissist is going to tell everybody that the victim does not want them at their house, or that the victim doesn't like the narcissist family, whatever they can say to kind of put the wedge between them as well. They're going to do it, right? And so really at this point, you're only, the victim is only going to be getting feedback or mirroring from the actual narcissist, from absolutely no one else. And at this stage, this is when, unfortunately, the mask, she's coming off. So you're going to be dealing with things like very obvious triangulation, where they accidentally, it's never an accident, leave their phone out. So you see this name or that name, and it's usually some side piece they're smearing you to somewhere. And they're going to obviously triangulate you. They're going to ghost you with little small disappearances, saying they're seeing, friends or family when you go somewhere and going somewhere completely different. They're also, this is also going to be very raw, a raw point in emotions and your spirituality. And it might even come to a point where you could be, I don't know, sitting outside crying on a bench, and you're very upset and you're internalizing all of these horrible things. And somebody might say, oh, are you okay? You're going to fall apart. You're going to fall apart. Why? Because nobody's shown you kindness or goodness for so long. You're starving for it. And this is where you might start kind of sharing what's happening or piecing in what's happening too. This is kind of this point as well. So what's going to happen here as well? They're going to, again, turn the volume up. This is what they do, right? They want a reaction. They want attention. Negative, positive, they don't care. And so this is where those nasty little jokes are going to come in about your weight, your hobbies, your parenting, your addictions, your housekeeping, you're lazy because you don't have a job. But what people don't know is you couldn't focus on having a job because you were dealing with all this pile of whatever, and can't focus enough to keep a job, right? So, try to look deeper into stuff like that, right? And so at this point, these nasty jokes are going to escalate, right? And if you respond, and you should, and it's not going to get you anywhere, but you have every right to respond, because there's, anybody that cares about you is never going to make a cruel joke about you. And if they do, and they care about you, it's not going to happen again. Like once is a mistake, twice maybe they didn't hear you. After that, it's a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior, and it's something we can look for, right? And so they're going to start, focusing on ridiculous, like shallow crap, like your hair, your weight. That's what narcs do, right? And so, and stage 5 here, you are actually further isolating, and perhaps, you're going to be losing or gaining a very large amount of weight in a very, very short period of time. And there's going to be no medical reasoning for this, no actual reason for this stuff, right? And so within kind of these physical things, it's also going to be losing massive amounts of hair. You're going to be jumpy. You're really going to be acting very much unlike yourself, snappy, cold, distant. And really this is, at this point, a self-preservation, right? You're going to be on a self-preservation mode, which is perfectly normal for this. Perfectly normal. And so the devaluation here in the stage 5 is going to be confusing. It's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be soul crushing. And the end goal here always being the narcissist calling the tunes. They're going to call the dance, the time, how many steps you're going to take, how long you're going to dance, what room you're going to dance in, and what you're going to wear. And you are going to do exactly what they say, and you're going to do it for free. So, having a fully compliant doormat or having a servant is the end goal. It's the end goal of what they're after. And they want a doormat with no opinions, no freedom, no anger, no questions, no support systems. And basically, they really just want the perfect servant. They want the perfect servant. They want a one-way street, not your way. And they want to do this while they're just kind of doing whatever they want. I'm hoping that somehow we have kind of gotten through that. And if there's any other topics or things that you guys think that we might want to talk about, feel free to drop them here. Thanks. Bye.